Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. I hope you are doing well. Friends, in this video we are going to talk about 4 aspects that are holding us back from speaking English. Before we dive into the video, I have a small request. Friends, please subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon and like this video. Now let's get started. Friends, everyone wants to speak English well, and many of us like to speak English clearly and confidently. That is why we start watching videos, we start listening to music, we start listening to podcast, and we start reading novels, newspapers, and then articles. Even though we do such kind of activities, we unable to speak English properly. We cannot speak English confidently. Why? There are some reasons. There are 4 reasons. The first reason is fear of making mistakes. The first reason is fear of making mistakes. Many of us want to speak English, but we fear making mistakes. That's why we are unable to speak English. Don't be afraid making mistakes. Don't be panic to make mistakes. If we make mistakes, we learn from our mistakes. That is how we get better. So if you are making mistakes, you are on good track. Our mistakes are proof that we are trying new things. Our mistakes are proof that we are learning new things. If you don't make mistakes, you are not learning new things. Never afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of our life. Mistakes are part of the process. So let it happen. We all learn so many things from our mistakes. But when it comes to English, we are afraid to make mistakes. That's a big problem. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes in English when it comes to learning English. So that don't be afraid making mistakes. So if you want to grow in our life, if you want to speak English fluently, if you want to speak English confidently and clearly, so make mistakes and learn from your mistakes. Your mistakes will teach you how to speak English well, how to speak English confidently. So never afraid to make mistakes. Our mistakes are like stepstones to success. If you want to succeed, if you want to get success, so then make mistakes and learn from them and get better. That is how we have to do in order to speak English well. The second reason is fear of speaking in English. Many of us want to speak in English, but we don't like to speak in front of others because we have fear of speaking, and then we hesitate to speak in English because we think if we make mistakes, if we mispronounce words, if we make wrong sentences, somebody will laugh at us, somebody will judge us, somebody will mock us, somebody will tease us. This is why we are unable to speak English. This is why we don't like to speak in English. This is why we don't love to speak in English. So always we think about others, right? So that we don't like to speak in front of others. So if you want to speak English clearly and confidently, so don't think about others, you have to start thinking about yourself, because you are working for yourself, you are working for your dreams, you are working for your growth. So that don't think about others. Yes, we have to make mistakes and we have to mispronounce, we have to make some errors, we have to mispronounce words. Yeah, we make some mistakes, but we don't need to worry about that. We have to learn from them and we have to move forward. That is how we speak English well. When you want to speak English in front of others, don't worry about others. Take that chance bravely and talk in English confidently and clearly. That's how you can do things well. That's how you speak English well. So I think you understand my point. So never think about others, only think about yourself and then start speaking in English. And then if you are a smart person, you will learn from your mistakes. If you are smart person, you will learn from your mistakes, then you will get better. If you are very smart person, you will learn from others' mistakes, then you will grow very fast, you will see great results in your life. So that don't worry about others, just think about yourself and take action for your growth. You have to put in serious efforts, you have to make proper efforts to see good results in your English language. So hereafter, don't be afraid speaking English in front of others. Don't fear speaking in English. So you understand my point. Then next, third point is lack of confidence. Many of us like to speak English confidently, but sometimes we don't have confidence. We don't have confidence, that's why we are unable to speak English properly. If you want to talk about any topic, if you want to talk about any situation in English, first we have to prepare about that topic. Before we talk about the topic with people, with somebody else, we have to prepare about that topic at our home, and we have to practice that topic several times before we talk to them. When we do practice several times, practice gives us confidence, practice boosts our confidence. So when you want to talk about anything in English, so practice with yourself first and then try to speak with others. Before you speak to others, you have to talk to yourself, you have to practice that phrases, that English sentences at our home. English is not our mother tongue, so that we have to practice a lot. By practice, we get better. So the more you practice, the more you become better. So that practice makes us perfect. It depends on how much you practice. If you want to speak English clearly and confidently, practice a lot. Practice makes difference. Practice makes sense. So practice helps us speak English confidently and clearly. So before you talk to your friends, before you speak with your friends, before you talk to your colleagues, so try to talk to yourself about that topic, about that situation, and practice a lot. That is how you will speak English clearly and confidently. So practice helps us speak like that. So that today onwards, practice English a lot. Practice some dialogues, practice some sentences in English on daily basis. That's how you can improve a lot. The fourth point is lack of environment. Nowadays everyone faces this problem because everyone wants to speak English clearly and confidently. Everyone wants to speak English effectively, but we don't have good environment. If we have good environment, we will be able to speak English very well. We don't struggle to speak English well because we are surrounded with people who speak English well. We are surrounded with good English environment where we can learn English easily, where we can speak English effortlessly. So but unfortunately we don't have English environment. Unfortunately we don't have good environment around us. But if we don't have environment, what we have to do? Nowadays we have mobile phones. We have to use our mobile phones to learn English. If we don't have any friends and colleagues, we have to use our mobiles. We have to depend on mobile. We have to use our mobile to watch English videos. We have to listen to podcast. While watching those videos, we have to observe the speakers, how they are speaking, how they are using English language, how they are articulating words, how they are pronouncing words, how they are using sentences, how they are framing sentences. This is how we have to learn. If you like any phrases and sentences, you have to note down them and try to use them in your daily uses. Try to use them in our daily basis. That is how you learn English language. If you really want to improve your English language, then use this technique to speak English well. That is, you have to take one topic that you are interested in, you have to prepare about that topic, and you have to practice several times. So you have to use your mobile phone, you have to talk about that topic for 2 or 3 minutes in English. Before you talk about that topic, you have to use your mobile phone to record your speech. While you are speaking in English, you have to record your speech with your mobile, and after completing that speech, you have to go through that audio that you recorded on your mobile. So you have to listen to your audio, then observe how you are speaking, how you frame sentences, how you pronounce words. If you make mistakes, correct them, then don't repeat them again. So that is how you have to do to speak English well. I think this tip is gonna work very well. So try to use this tip. You have to prepare a nice topic and talk about that, and you have to record that speech with your mobile and listen to your audio. If you make mistakes, if you make any mispronunciations, so work on them and don't repeat them. So this is how we have to practice to speak English very well. So that's it, friends. I want to conclude this video with good quotation. We don't have to be great to start, we have to start to be great. We don't have to be great to start, but we have to start to be great. That's it, friends. I will come up with another new content. I will see you in another video. Bye and happy learning.